Julia, and today I'm going to be doing the District's book tag. I was tagged in this a very long time ago by Emma from Emma Books, but I am doing it now because of course Mockingjay Part 2 is coming out this Friday, and I just decided to kind of get in the mood. I would do this tag. So this tag has a question for each of the 12 districts, so let's just get right into it. District 1 is luxury, and for that one it is to pick a book with a lot of opulence. And for that one I chose The Selection by Kira Cass, just because when I think of this book, it's just pretty dresses and jewels and castles. And of course it's a lot deeper than that, because if there was just a story about like the perks of being a very girly princess, I wouldn't read that. But of course a major part of this story is all the opulence involved at being in the selection and in this castle and vying for this prince's heart. District 2 is weaponry, and the question for that one is to pick a book that includes a great war or rebellion. And for this one I picked Animal Farm by George Orwell. Okay, I know this war isn't huge and this rebellion isn't huge, but it's animals against humans. Like, that is not possible. District 3 is technology, and the question for that is to pick a book with a technological twist. And for that one I chose Cinder by Marissa Meyer. How more technological can you get than cyborgs? They are robot humans. Kind of a twist, but it's not really, because you kind of know that going into it. However, it is a technological part in the story that is very important, and actually there are twists in this book. I need to reread every single book I own because I seem to not be able to remember anything about any of them. District 4 is fishing, and the question for that one is to pick a book that is based around water. I don't know about you, but I don't really read books about fish or mermaids or underwater scandal. So I just picked a book with a cover that involves water, and that is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. As you can see on the front of this book, there's a girl being dragged underwater by a guy. Water. District 5 is next, and it is electricity, and the question for that one is to pick a powerful book. Of course, how could I not go with The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky? This is my favorite book of all time. It's incredible. It has changed my way of seeing things. It is so powerful and so beautiful, and if you haven't read it yet, I highly, highly, highly recommend it, because it is this beautiful, amazing coming-of-age story that I just recommend to everyone because I'm obsessed with it, and I think I always will be as well. District 6, and that is transportation. The question for that is to find a book that takes place in many locations. For that one, I chose The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This book has a lot of varying storylines that kind of weave in and out of each other. But of course, when you have a lot of characters, you're going to have a lot of locations. If I can recall correctly, this book takes place all over the world, spread out across continents. The next district is District 7. They kind of take care of all the lumber stuff. And so the question for that one is to pick a book that involves manual labor. I mean, those poor house elves in the kitchen that are being put to work. Manual labor. Next district is District 8, and that is textiles. The question for that one is to find a book with amazing clothes. Now, this is kind of not really an obvious choice, but I went with Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, just because clothes are kind of an important part of the story, because we see Selena, the main character, kind of when she's in her like prison camp, she's, you know, in ripped, torn clothing, and then all of a sudden when she gets pulled up into the king's court, she has to wear dresses, and she always has her cool assassin's gear, and like there's just so many amazing pieces of clothing described in this book that I would love to see like someone design in real life, because I think they'd be like vibrant, crazy, amazing pieces of clothing artwork. District 9 is grain, and the question for that one is to find a book where food is hard to come by. I mean, I'm just taking a wild guess. District 10 is next, and they take care of livestock, and the question for this one is to find a book with an animal in it. Of course, I went with the Mortal Instruments series because Church and Chairman Meow are just a really great pair of cats. I couldn't have put that any other way, could I? Next is District 11, which takes care of the agriculture. The question is to pick a book where the character comes to a harsh, gritty conclusion. For this one, I chose The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I'm not gonna spoil the ending for y'all, but it's a little rough. The final question is District 12, which is mining, of course, and the question for this one is to pick a dark and sinister book. For this one, I chose Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I don't read a lot of like really creepy, sinister books. This one, by far, was the most messed up, creepy, weird book I've ever read. So that is the end of my District's book tag. I'm super excited to go see The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 in theaters this week. Let me know down below if you guys are excited as well. And as always, I love you guys so very much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!